A Ghost Story, an independent film from the production company A24 and directed by David Lowery, who kind of made his breakout directional debut with Disney's live-action remake of Pete's Dragon. This film follows the ghost of a recently deceased man who still remains in the house that he shared with his wife, and actually, yeah, that's pretty much the basic concept. Hello, and welcome to Exploring Cinema. Let's get on to the review. The film stars Casey Affleck as the main character, and Rooney Mara as his wife. They don't really say specific names. They actually call each other by the syllables of the letter of their first name. Casey Affleck is C, and Rooney Mara is M. And they both give marvelous performances, with Mara's performance getting a little bit more attention, especially because Affleck's performance is the exact definition of subdued acting. He actually gives an even more subdued performance than he did in Manchester by the Sea, the film which earned him his first Oscar win. And I can't really say too much about their performances because otherwise I could actually spoil certain plot points. One interesting thing about this movie is that David Lowery actually made a point to keep the production secretive from the, movie buffs and casual moviegoers. So he hired people that he knew personally, and, actors who either he knew personally or just some of his friends knew personally. And he wanted to do that because he wanted A Ghost Story to be a surprise. So they waited until production and post-production was all over and done with, and then they would release a trailer about, I think the first trailer was released less than 2 months before the movie actually came out, which I actually think is brilliant. And I saw the first trailer attached to It Comes at Night about maybe, I don't know, a month and a half ago, give or take. And it said that it was A24, which was the same company doing It Comes at Night, and the same company that did movies like A Most Violent Year, Enemy, Ex Machina, films that I've loved. So when It Comes at Night just disappointed me in almost every aspect, I was less excited for A Ghost Story. But now that I've seen it, I've got to say, this is a great movie. The concept is just so original and yet so strange that it could have come across as cheesy, especially since the look of the ghost is basically a child's Halloween costume of a ghost. You know, the whole cutout eyes of a white bed sheet. That's basically what it is. But it's handled in such a way that it's not making fun of the situation, but instead you actually feel sadness and even a bit of fear in certain cases. One thing that the script did to make the film more emotionally powerful was by inserting classic horror tropes, things like books falling off of shelves, flickering lights, things like that. And it's handled in such a way that while those moments can be horrifying to watch, you instead see that if it occurs, it's more than just some demonic presence trying to keep people out of the house, in most horror movies. Maybe there's something deeper going on in, the houses. The film also has a very liberal take on the passage of time. It happens within a blink of an eye sometimes, and I love that aspect. It made me feel more of an emotional connection with the ghost, and because the ghost doesn't really express itself much, I mean, like I said, the exact definition of subdued acting. Because of that, I was left with wondering, what was he really feeling, and how the obvious change was affecting him, or did he even really notice? This film takes you on an emotional journey, with you joining the ghost on it, while making you ask many questions, including, is there a meaning to life, and if there is, what is it? And the answers to those questions are explored almost entirely through visual storytelling and imagery, with dialogue being particularly sparse throughout. There is one scene that I would consider dialogue heavy, and it's pretty expositional, and you guys know that I don't really care for expositional dialogue, but I honestly thought it was done pretty well, and it didn't detract at all from my enjoyment of the film. I say enjoyment, but you wouldn't think I enjoyed it when I say this. This film fucking hurt me. Just watching the ghost watch as life went on, it was very distressful and actually made me cry many, many times. But that's a good thing. The film caused me to feel something for the ghost, and I actually forgot that I was watching a movie. I felt like I had stumbled upon a recording that I really should not have seen. And when the credits came, my girlfriend and I just sat in an empty theater room, just the two of us, which, I gotta say, is actually really sad that such a great movie is not really being seen by anybody. But we just sat there in an empty theater room until the credits ended, not speaking one word. Hell, we didn't even really utter a sound until we got home. And speaking of the feeling like I'm watching a recording, the film's cinematography is shot in a 4:3 aspect ratio with rounded edges, which makes it feel like an old home movie. And I believe that's why the film struck such a chord with me, because due to that aspect ratio, it actually made everything pop out. It made it look kind of like glassless 3D. I forgot what the term is, but it actually felt like I was looking at something and I could actually reach out and grab certain things in the movie. And just one thing that I realized or noticed while I was watching is that in the aspect ratio, it made me feel very claustrophobic, like the ghost was basically trapped in a box for eternity. Although, come to think about it, maybe that was the director's intention. And many takes are just long and drawn out and make you feel extremely uncomfortable, especially because those scenes focus on the more emotional and just heart-wrenching moments. The music is composed by Daniel Hart, and wow, the score feels astral in sound and yet cosmic in scope. The arrangements are layered and just lush with musical color. Each piece is dynamic and moving, all while maintaining a minimalistic approach. I honestly believe this film boasts the best score of the year so far. I have already bought it. I actually have been binging it every once in a while for the past 3 weeks. This score is fucking amazing. To recap, A Ghost Story is a triumph for cinema, a triumph for Lowry, and it's just another great A24 film with 2 prodigious lead performances, a hauntingly beautiful script, grand but simplistic visuals, and possibly the best use of cinematography that I've seen all year, and a score that will stick with me for the longest time, for a long time coming. It's probably too early to say, but I think that I may have, that me and my girlfriend may have watched a definite Oscar contender for things like Best Original Screenplay, Best Sound Mixing, Best Score, Best Film Editing, Best Cinematography, Best Supporting Actress, and of course, Best Picture. I'm going to give A Ghost Story 5 out of 5 reels. This film is a fucking masterpiece. I feel like that was the least descriptive review I've ever done, and I'm sorry that I couldn't be more descriptive, but this is a movie where you either say very little about it, or you risk spoiling at least 2/3, if not all of the film, and I don't want to do that to you guys. I want to give you guys the opportunity to go see it if you so desire. You know, earlier this year, I had actually claimed that Logan was the best film this year, and that if it ended up not being on my top 10 list for 2017 by the end of the year, then this year, 2017, will go down in history as one of the greatest years in cinema. And, well, in the past 2 months, 3 films have exceeded the quality of Logan, in my opinion, and this is definitely one of them. And I would honestly say, I know it's a little early in the year, but this does seem to have the best chance of being my favorite movie of the entire year. But, as I said, it's only there so far. I may actually change my mind sometime down the road. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and just listening to me ramble, as usual. So, what did you guys think of A Ghost Story? Did you love it, hate it, you were indifferent, haven't seen it yet? What were its strengths, its weaknesses? Leave your opinions in the comment section down below, because I want to know your thoughts. I welcome new perspectives. Also, be sure to subscribe if you have not already for more reviews and content. There's always more to come. And for other ways to help support the channel, please check out in the description down below. Now, I do want to take a little bit of time at the end of the video to let you guys know something. Ever since I've started this channel, I've been building up a list of films that I want to review, and every single week it just exponentially grows. So it's gotten to the point where I don't know what I want to review. I don't know what order I want it to be in specifically. So what I'm doing on the actual Facebook page for this channel, I actually put up a poll. It should be coming out either tomorrow or Friday. But if you guys would kindly just go, after you subscribe, if you haven't already, go to my Facebook page and just vote for whatever movie you want me to review next. And the good thing is that you guys can do it multiple times. The problem is you have to do it only once a day, and then I'm gonna end it after about 2 weeks or so. But also, if you don't want to do that and you just want to suggest a movie in the comments, go ahead. I'll actually, right after I'm done talking, I will actually put up a list of the movies that I do want to review and that I want you guys to give your opinions on. But anyway, thank you guys once again for watching and listening to me ramble again, and farewell until the next video. Bye.